So it's last day, so last lunch. Talk after lunch. So I need that you are all awake. Give me a shout so that I can see that you are awake. 1, 2, 3. Cool. Great. So now we can start. Today we will talk about the community power in developers' life. How many of you is already member of a tech community now? Okay, some of you, not everybody. So I hope you are in the right place, and you will learn why and how much it is impactful for you to being a part of a tech community. So this talk took inspiration from a project that we ran last year, the so-called State of European Tech Communities, where we have interviewed 250 communities from 33 European countries that shared the impact that tech community can have on developers' life and sharing best practices organizing tech communities. And the survey for 2024 is still open, so if you go on stateoftechcommunities.com, you can go and fill out the survey if you're an organizer of a tech community. So I would like to start with a story. And once upon a time, in the middle of nowhere, there was a little village. It was a really little village, so-called Cisone. Well, in this little village grew up a little girl. And Cisone is really an amazing town where you can live because you can really deeply connect with nature. There is a lot of time to get bored and develop your creativity. And so many animals, if you want to use like Disney cartoons, we have Bambi's and Pumbaa's cousins, for instance. And this little girl in this little town found also a friend. Well, you need to know, finding a friend in a little town of 82 people was not so easy. So she was really happy for that. But we have to say something about Cisone. Cisone is a wonderful town, but it's a rural place, so normally it's super hard to get in touch with other people. It's a super close environment, and it's hard to make changes. So approaching other people, and especially a woman talking with another man, was something that was considered not so well, we can say. So at this, that this little girl was vegetarian in a place where normally everyone eats meat, and was not religious because of her education in a place where everyone was Catholic, for instance. So what was the situation at the beginning? This little girl was super shy, and she had a lot of lack of confidence. She was at the beginning of her career. She didn't know what to do in her future. So she found a job in the agricultural field, but one day something magical happened. She discovered that Google was not only a browser, but also something more. And then Googling, searching on the web, she discovered Google Developer Groups, which are a community empowered by Google that organize local meetups. And so we have another story where she discovered something new, and her life completely changed. So she attended the first conference in person in Turin at DroidCon, and there she met so many GDG leads. And two of them told her about, hey, you know, there is a Women Tech Maker programs to empower women in in the tech world. And she said, well, I've just started in this journey. So what happened? After 3 months, she decided to attend the Women Tech Maker Summit in Madrid. This was her first solo travel, and was really hard for her because she didn't know anybody there. But it was a great experience. After this, she came back home and her GDG leads asked her, well, did you learn something meaningful there? And she said, yes, I attended a wonderful workshop about imposter syndrome. I didn't know what it was. And so I've been really inspired from that. And he said, well, you need to share it within our community. And she was like, well, I've never done public speaking in just 3 months that I enter in this world, so maybe it's a little bit too fast. But the point was that this little girl was already in agenda. So in a month, she gave her first talk, really pushed a lot. So her voice was really trembling down, and she wasn't able to breathe. And she was in front of like 20 people, you know? So, and they were all friends. It was really hard. But so she did another step. She gave her first talk, and she lived together for 1 week in this DevFest. She was also organizing with 100 other developers, sharing experiences, making a lot of questions, so many questions, a lot of nights spent to talk one to each other. And then they started creating a great group, traveling together through conferences, and went to Firebase Summit, even if she didn't know anything about that. And then to Google I/O in San Francisco, where she got inspired with so many other GDG leads. And so in a while, she found herself organizing 6 tech communities, because in a while, people were just asking her, hey, do you want to come and help us organizing and help us in communication? And so another changement was the organization of Italian Community Managers Summit, where she found like a piece of paper where there was written, we're looking for a full-time job, community manager, full remote. And she was like, well, I do it now in my free time, and I manage 6 communities. If I can get paid, would it not be bad, no? So what happened? That this came from a full-time job, this became from a full-time passion, it became a full-time job. So this little girl is here now, and the thing was that nobody gave me a certification. I didn't study for that. And I didn't pass the exam, so I always felt like a great imposter in a word that I didn't understand, because I cannot talk about coding or programming languages, but in some way, I became part of it. So after that, I started organizing 15 conferences a year about several programming languages, managing programmer user groups, 12 in Italy. And last year, I'm in Codemotion as head of community for Italy, in Spain, and Europe. And started presenting conferences. And as you can see, I love selfies. So this is my story. But this is not only my story. This is also the story of some members of Berlin Game Jam. So I want to read it for you. They say, I have several stories of community members who found a job, employees, collaborators, founding and more at events. Our focus on diversity and accessibility helped members of underrepresented groups in their professional growth, and has been inspiration and an example for many. For instance, when we introduced our Safe Place policy in 2015, several other organizers followed our example and adopted similar policies, offer for much larger event than ours. So how community completely changed my life? First, I gained confidence in myself. I get out from my comfort zone. I had new skills. I understood what I was good at. And I always was working and collaborating in projects with great senior developers that didn't teach me how to develop, but how to behave with others, how to work in projects. And so I always get a lot of inspiration from them. Second, I felt in a family, so I really felt member of a group that really loved me and supported me in every challenge of my life. they empower me because, well, baby, in their way, just putting on me on the stage and say, okay, like you can do it. But everyone has their way to do this kind of stuff. And I also had the possibility to grow, to understand my passions, to understand that community manager can be also a job. And I had the possibility to see myself through the eyes of others, receiving constantly feedback. And was a great, powerful tool. And then at the end, I found a job. So I completely shifted my career from agricultural field into tech. And yeah, even if I didn't know that community management could be a work. So what is a community? A community is a group of people that stays together with and share the same interests, same goals, and they want to grow. So they can support each other, express themselves, and discover. And they can, thanks to them, you can discover your talent. A community that place where you can make experiences and where you can always find someone that can take care of you. So, let's start with why. Why you should join a tech community. So, first of all, networking. The great powerful the great power stays in relationship that we can build, and it's not only our skills that brings us from one place to another, but especially people that see us, how we work, and empower us. So you will never know who you are able to find in front of you attending a meetup or during a conference. Maybe you can see the staff senior engineer in a big tech corp or not, a super junior one. But what I've seen in my path is that one day you grow with them. So normally all these kind of people will reach a lot of great goals, and you can be really inspired from them. So interaction with people is super important, and I also started organizing events because people started asking me. So the second one is knowledge sharing. So you can have early access to technologies, frameworks, especially in this world where everything changes so fast. So you can have skill transfer, ask questions. You have this great possibility to ask others. And normally, consultancy is something that you pay. And in this way, you can learn from real stories, real experiences. Then you had possibility to grow, both personally and professionally. So community members help each other to solve complex problems and share best practices. And you can contribute to open source projects, and so also collaborate globally, have a great impact not only in your local community, but in the tech world in general. And in a workshop I did yesterday here, we were talking about how to be recognized as an expert. Of course, you need to you need to have the knowledge about the field, the technical field. But if you are not available for others, and if you're not visible, so you don't share what you know, it's hard that people can recognize you as a real expert, because they don't feel comfortable to come to you and maybe ask you some question, or you cannot help them. And you find friends. This is the last one, but the most important thing, because the community creates a system in which well-being is supported. So offers emotional support, helping developer managing stress and burnout situation. So communities can be also a source of empowerment for diversity and fostering diversity and inclusion in tech, and create an environment in which everyone can feel welcome and at home. And this is also the story of GDG Marbella. they say one of the current co-organizer, Alfredo, attended the first event that we organized from GitB Marbella. There, I gave a talk about Flutter, and he got to know the technology and at the organization. Today, he is co-organizing the Google developer groups, and he's Google developer expert in Flutter. So people are the real value. You can find role models, get inspired, and learn from other experience to find really mentors for your career. And everyone has their path. There is no one path better than others. So everyone has the possibility to share what they know. It doesn't matter if it is about community, if it is about soft skills, if it's about technical stuff. Everyone has learned something meaningful in their career that maybe changed her or his life. So it's all about sharing. And this is what also Firenze.dev tell us. Learning and knowledge sharing, support and problem solving, collaboration and networking, personal growth and mentorship. Communities provide developers with a sense of belonging, support, and continuous learning. They contribute to their professional development, foster collaboration, and offer opportunities for personal growth. Yes, you have quite a few members who started writing blogs, creating open source projects, and learning new programming languages and technologies. But above all, they have all found a group of friends who support each other and learn together. So, a community is the best place to ask and share your fears. Others can have already faced your same problem, so why you should struggle within yourself and not asking your question and learning from others? And teaching things to other people is the best way in which we can transform our knowledge into skills. So a lot of people pay, as I said, for this. And this is a great powerful tool. And don't be shy, because a lot of people maybe have the same question you have, but maybe are too shy for asking. And FWD says, we are a community for Ukrainian and international developers to gather together, share their knowledge and experience, and find like-minded people. For example, there was a situation during the conference in person in 2021 when the participant was very thankful for the organizers, because at the conference he met a person that has the same vision of software development, and they collaborated and created their own project. So, what is a community? A community is your gym. It's a place where you can experiment, where you can challenge yourself without judgment, where you can make mistakes because you're not at work, you're doing it in your free time. So you can test yourself in things that you are not able at, maybe, and see and gaining new skills. So it's a place in which you can get out from your comfort zone. I would like to that this talk can be as much practical as possible. So I'm sharing my experiences and how I behaved in the community to do my gym. But I'm sure a lot of speakers that are here did the same. So it's exactly the same thing for every one of us. So how was it, my gym? I'm a TEDx organizer in Cuneo, and I joined TEDx Cuneo because I said, well, this is a good project, I share the values, and I really would like to create a conference that still, at least one time, I'm able to listen and understand what they say. So, community is the best place to experiment, right, we said. So I decided to test my leadership skills. And organizing a TED event, it's completely different than organizing a tech one. Just for give you some example, with GDG, we organized with 40 organizers in 5 weeks 2 days of events with 80 speakers online during COVID. So it was crazy. I will never do it again, but we were able to do it. So, and we were only 40 organizers that never worked together before. And I don't know if you ever had organized an event, but it's super hard. So, but we managed 5 weeks. Never do it. Never. I never suggest you to do it. But in a TEDx event, you need to have at least 9 months normally, or just a year. So it's like a birth, generally. And we have 60 volunteers managing so many stuff for an event of 5 hours. Okay, so it's completely different. And when they proposed me to manage the partnership team, I was like, well, I do it normally, but it is completely different stuff. But I decided I can challenge myself, I can make mistakes. So I created the team because we were just 3 people, and now we are more than 10. And I understood how to select people, how to create the right environment in the team. And so the biggest challenge was that I was asking people to ask money to company in their free time. And I'm not a salesperson, so it was really, really hard. But I understood how to engage them, how to feel them at home, how to manage workflows so that they can feel more safe in our sync. And also, I managed a lot of problems within them. But I've been able, at least until now, to create a safe and funny environment, but with a great goal direction. So to find money to create the event. And so my next step is to be able to find another leader that can bring my role and make him or her grow so that she will be able to lead the team in my side. So this is the way in which this is how I decided to take part of the TEDx community and test and do it as a gym. And this is also the story of Ruby Ireland. And they say, I think that community has many different impacts in developers' life. There was only one member who was saying that if it wasn't for the community, they might not have the engineering career that they enjoy right now. For others, it's just knowing that there is support out there if you run into difficulties. Like, Stack Overflow cannot solve everything, and the community is there when it can't. The energy that a community brings can lift you when you might be feeling tired or things are not going well. And one last thought, there used to be an idea of a job of life. Well, do not exist anymore, but perhaps we can be part of a community around the time for our first job, and the community can still be there when we get our last job. So the job can be for now, but the community can be forever. So community is your safe place. It's a place where you can find also mental health support. Communities offer emotional support, helping developers managing stress and avoiding burnout, maintaining a work-life balance. And it's a place in which there is a diverse and inclusive environment, so you can freely express yourself. And this is what I found in GTG Body. So it is a great community for me. So I made a lot of mistakes there. I understand how to organize a tech event. And I made so many questions to people. Like, you cannot really imagine how many questions I made. And I really found a family. And this is the story of Code Women Barcelona. They say, members have told us that Code Women has changed their life. Code Women gave me hope for migrants like me. To have hope of working in the IT field was made possible when I came to one of Code Women events. My whole perception changed. I saw young women who are striving in the world of IT, and I told myself, if they can make it, then I'll work hard to make it too. The process isn't easy, but with determination and hard work, I will get to the loop. Another testimonial was Code Women represented for me an integration from another level. As a woman, I felt welcome as cis women, and this was very necessary for my translation. In the end, I'm trans, but I'm woman first. It's, it was the fact of feeling included in all that variety, which is who I am. And there are many other testimonials. Community is your boost. It gives you the possibility to build your personal branding, gives you the possibility to enter the world of content creation and the public speaking, sharing your knowledge through blogs, writing articles, creating videos, or on the stages of tech events. You can also take the path of community leaders, and nobody will say no, you cannot organize an event with us, because we as community manager always at search for new hands that can help us. And community-driven efforts have led also to the establishment of new standards, best practices, and new programming languages. So it's really your boost. And if you were talking to me 6 years ago, and during these days I've done this conversation with several people, asking me, Michela, would you like to present a conference, or would you like to stay in front of a big stage? I was like, no, I would never do that, because I was super shy. I didn't have any kind of confidence in this. And community gave me a great boost. So it's not about me, as I said, but I can assure that all speakers that are here and are speaking at several conferences has the same experiences as me, maybe better because they are developers, so they felt more empowered. So yesterday I met a girl that she now is working in Google and the DevRel team. And she told me that Google came to her to ask her, because she was writing like blog posts about several technologies, and Google came to her to ask her to work for them. So if you contribute, if you share your knowledge, and if you share your passion, this is what can happen. And GDG PISA says the same. Thanks to the community, people can expand your mind about both personal growth and professional topics in unanticipated ways. You meet people, you debate, you joke, and drink beer with them. Then you come back home as a better person every single time. So, how you can actively be part of a tech community? Because now we have talked about how. Let's start with about why. Let's start with how. So, first way, give feedback. If you attend a tech event, a tech meetup, give feedback about how you felt, how you how much you like the topic. If you have feedback for the speaker that maybe is a wannabe speaker, so it's testing her skills. These help us to understand that you feel part of the community, so you feel this sense of belonging. Second one, share. Share what you are learning. Share your articles, share videos that maybe was interesting for you within the community. So try to share what you're learning and inspire others. Then share also your knowledge. So when you have learned something meaningful, you have made maybe an experience, you have tested a new technology, try to go on a local meetup and share what you are doing. There are so many local meetups about several technologies, more general ones, about diversity and inclusion. You can have a big variety of choices. And then help organizers to organize their event. It's not about manage a big event with hundreds of people, but it's just about maybe a simple social post, or just sending some emails to the speakers, or managing little stuff. So these are the 4 ways in which you can contribute actively. But the most important thing is that you need to enjoy. So people, they are friends. You need to challenge yourself with new projects, attending conferences, and you need to continue learning what you're doing. You need to challenge yourself and always say yes to the new, and get out to your comfort zone, but never forget to give back everything that you learn. So I have a personal experience that local communities are a little bit better than online, but I will explain you because. So live is better for me than online because the first is you cannot experience, or it's a little bit hard to experience empathy if you are just a handle on a Discord channel. And emotion are one of the things that belongs to human species. So we learn more about through emotions when they are involved. And if we really want to build real relationships, we need to have the possibility to live ourselves. And there is a big part of languages that is the body language, the non-verbal language, that's so important, and you cannot experience just through messages. The second one is experience. Attending events like this one or local meetups gives you the possibility to make a real experience. It's not only about content. It's not about having people sitting in front of a speaker delivering contents, but it's about the people that you are meeting here, the different discussion that you can have the possibility to do. So we learn more when we do experiences about this. And the third one is the sense of belonging. When you are able to real connect with people, you really can feel the sense of belonging of a community because you create real relationship. So we need, as human species, also feel a part of something. I would like also to talk to you about community at work because they are also an important part, and why you should have one at work. First, because it fosters collaboration. It breaks down silos, fostering cross-team collaboration and communication. And team building is also a team building activity. So you foster exchanging of ideas, which can lead innovative solutions to problems. And by bringing developers together, you can create an environment where knowledge sharing and experiences can always be shared, leading to a more creative and effective outcomes. Then you can have upskilling process. So you have developer communities can provide continuous learning through workshops, talks, meetups, and peer-to-peer mentoring. They reduce the cost of training courses, of course, and they empower also several skills that you can have, like public speaking, for instance. If a developer of an internal community will share, for instance, what you will learn during this conference after the next weeks, will also start to make public speaking and understand and lever up this kind of skills. And of course, this helps developers to stay up to date on several technologies changement. It fosters retention because a strong internal developer community can enhance job satisfaction by creating a sense of belonging and shared purpose. And developers who feel connected to their peers are more likely to be engaged, of course, and motivated. And the loyalty to the company can be higher. And so this can reduce the turnover and building a more stable ecosystem. And then, of course, if you have less turnover, you can have less onboarding processes, and so and you don't need to spend a lot of time looking to people that need to add to your team. And then, of course, you can promote your company culture. You can create a place in which company culture is the norm, and it's not only accelerate individual growth, but also ensures that valuable information are not silos, but making the entire team aware of what's happening. And when you build a company culture, it's easier to bring people improving also and following your goals. So, how to start? First, be proactive. Go to your manager and say that you would like to create a community, an internal community, and show him or her the power that a community can have internally. Start organizing the first meetup. It depends if your company is in person or online, but start doing stuff by yourself without waiting the support of the company. And try to find at least 2-3 people that have the same idea of you. So don't focus on engaging the whole company, the whole developers team. It doesn't matter. You just need to find 2 or 3 people that are on the same wavelength as you, and start talking with them, creating activities with them, and create the cornerstone from which you can bigger, little by little, your community. And then be persistent. At the beginning, it will be so hard, I will tell you. But then, little by little, people will see you, that you will share information, that it will be valuable for them. And so, it will work. I will assure it will work. I would like to close with some tips about effective networking. Sometimes people struggle with it. How many of you struggle or have struggled at least one time with networking? Okay, cool. So, first step, the first one. Set your goals. When you attend a conference or a meetup, set your goals, like why are you going there? What are your expectations? Which is your goal? So do you want to change career? Do you want to learn something new? Do you want to know how a new technology works? And then, from that, learn the schedule and prepare your perfect schedule. So, arrive at the conference prepared so that you will not be in the moment in which I don't know what to do in this moment. There are so many sessions, I'm so confused. See your goal and see to go the talks that are meaningful for you. Then maybe if some speaker, of course, you can know and ask you to come, you're more than welcome. Then, effective networking in 3 steps. The first one, the power of question, body language, and sharing your contacts. Questions have a big power. I know, because I do it a lot. So it's super important to set significant and meaningful conversation with others. It's not about numbers. Your goal should not be to increase the number of followers on your LinkedIn. Your goals should be to create meaningful connection. And creating meaningful connection means to get in touch with people and being recognizable in any kind of way. Like, I will share with you some questions that maybe you can ask to people, but you should be like unforgettable. Imagine that you know so many people during the event, so you need to have some particularity that people will recognize you the next time. Like here, I met a speaker all the time that I eat. So this is a thing that we made me as super recognizable. So Create valuable conversation, make you unforgettable, be curious and sincere. This is the most important thing. People will understand if you are just making question because you want their contact or because you don't know which is your goal. So, and the stories are the key of everything. So here are some powerful questions that you can use. So we have the basic one, super easy. So you can start a conversation saying, hey, what do you do and which technology do you use? Or what inspired you to pursue this career, this path? And then there are my 3 questions that normally I ask, especially in this period, like which are the skills that you consider most valuable in your role? Or which are your biggest challenges that you had in your career? And, especially when I get in touch with DevRel, it's like similar as community manager, which are your KPIs? How you measure the impact of your work? Because it's so hard for us to know this kind of stuff. So this is the basic one we can say, but you can also use other kind of question, like if you had to eat one food every day, which could it be? Or if you can instantly gain a skill, which one would you like to have? Or if you would like to have dinner with 3 people of the past, who would you choose and why? Or if you were a superhero, which superpower would you like to have? So these are also funny questions. You don't need to be serious in every moment, but for sure they will make you unforgettable. And also these kind of questions that maybe can seem a little bit stupid have a big power behind them. So because how people respond to your question explain you a lot about them. So the other part is sharing your contacts. There is always this moment in which, okay, you need to go, I have to go, but I want to keep in contact with you, and it's super hard sometimes to share contacts. Okay, I want to give you Twitter, LinkedIn, my email, my website. Okay, so what I suggest you is to have always LinkedIn updated, because of course these are relationship also based on work, to have some business card. You can have physical one, you can have NFT, and you can have, like me, some QR codes as wallpaper of your mobile. And this is super easy because when you the mobile is the thing that I always have with me. So I just unlock and share the QR code, and there is also the she's on an Instagram page, so maybe if you would like to follow. And the other part is body language. Remember that we do not communicate only with words, but we communicate with a lot of other stuff. So respect the vital space of the other. There are people that maybe would like to be maybe more attached or maybe be close to each other, others not. So keep the right distance from them. Your body should always be in front of the people, never like talking in this way, because your body can explain also if you're interested or not in the topic. And avoid to see always, to watch always your mobile, because it gives constant messages. The third tips is to be active. Be active in the conference means to take part in the community activities. So not only watching conferences, but there are, as here, party activities during the night, or morning activity during, like I did yoga, for instance, or there was the running. So there are many community activities in conferences that are not just talk related. Attend to workshops, ask questions, and this is a great way to create connection with people. So go to sponsor, visit their booth, and ask for the technologies that they are using, especially if you are looking for a new job. And then follow on social media and the official hashtag. And my manager always says that if you don't share it, it has never happened. So I always used to do some posts because she says that I follow her tips. And so maybe before you can share that you will go to this kind of conference. These conferences are huge, so maybe you will find some people in your network that will join the same, and maybe it's someone that you have never known in real person. So you have the possibility to get in touch in the conference. This happened to me like yesterday, like a speaker that I met. I get in touch at the Developer Week in Nuremberg, and then at the end we met here. So during share what you are learning, and then also make a wrap up. It's always good. And then, of course, take notes of what's happening, because maybe you get a contact of some person and say, I need to remember, I have my second brain, and put everything over there so that I can follow up after. And of course, a conference is not finished until you don't do follow-up, because it's not finished when you just leave the conference. You need to follow up to things. Maybe you have promised to a person to share your slides. Or maybe you have said to a person, I will share with you this project because I would like to engage you. So remember to make follow-ups to all these tasks, and make retrospective is super important. Like I do retrospective every day, but especially after a conference where I meet so many people, I always ask myself if I reach my goals, if I have learned something new. You can ask yourself, what could you do of different to avoid this kind of the bad thing next time, and which person of value you have met here. So remember, it's not about the number, but it's about the quality. So people are not numbers to add on your socials, but they are amazing new experiences that you can live. And community, it's all about keep relationship, build new relationship. It's not about numbers. So to wrap up, build real relationship. Wherever you go, wherever conference you will attend, there is one common denominator that will change your life forever, and this is people. So it's not about the book you will never read. It's not about the tutorial you've never seen. It's about the people you've never met. And before closing, I would like to say thank you to all the people that I met here, and to all the people that supported me and really created my journey, and also to my GDG family, Mike, that really pushed me so much out of my comfort zone, and the GDG body team. And 2 words about me. I'm Michela, head of community in Codemotion, proudly from Chisone, member of several communities. But the most important thing is that I have a new job title. I'm CSO, Chief Selfie Officer. So, you know, as to prove that I'm doing my job, I have to take a selfie with you. So, be really enthusiastic, as I did the best talk ever, okay? So raise your hands and this kind of stuff. Cool? So, thank you very much. And if you want my slides, you just have to scan the QR code and give my feedback, and you will receive the slides in your inbox. And organizer told me that you have to rate the talks, and they forgot to say. And the right one is green. So, just to say it. So, thank you very much. And of course, if you have questions, I'm here available for you. Thank you.